Welcome to this week's edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast with K-Double and Alpha. Boys, take it away.
The following Four Aces production is for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is highly advised.
And here we go again. Here I go again with this dude, bringing you the news that you always knew. Anyway, I have to start out with something funky, something silly, and that was my funky and silly moment for today. I am your host, Double KK Double, and I'm here as always with my co-host and brother, Alpha, as we bring you this week's edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast. What's up, brother?
How are we doing, everybody? You know how it is. We're back again, once again, on the flip side to talk about some comic shit. And over the past few weeks, we managed to completely skip over Shang Chi and Eternals in the midst of wrestling and New Year's and Christmas and all that type of shit. So now we're going to go back and finally do some talking about those on this episode today.
We're going to go back in time. No, all right. So we decided we're going to open up with Shang-Chi. This movie was well done in so many different ways, but there was a vibe to it, and this is going to sound really jacked up, not in a bad way, but it's just going to sound really jacked up. It felt like an Asian version of Black Panther. Like the pacing of the movie, like the feel of the movie, like it was very authentic. It was very real. It was very great. Well done. But it just felt like this was the Asian version of Black Panther. Like not in the sense of the characters. I am not saying the character Shang-Chi is anything like Black Panther. I'm talking about the feel of the movies when you put them side by side. The pacing of the movies when they go side by side I feel there are a lot of similarities between the two of them. But that's basically just kind of how I felt about it overall.
No, that's exactly that. That's not at all too much to say in my opinion, because personally for me, I found it like, well, for one, I just want to say I fucking loved the movie. I enjoyed the movie a lot more than I thought I would. And I speak for a lot of people when I say that, I think. But I know there are a great many people that are completely fucking disappointed with this movie in light of that. But that all being said, though, I think it's an okay movie.
Yeah.
But for me, immediate thoughts were that I found the movie pretty predictable. I found it predictable for me. There was only one or two things in the movie that for me like caught me really off guard,
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about those, of course. Trust me. But as of right now, though, in a broad sense, I liked the movie, but I personally found it to be a bit predictable. Not in the good guy wins, bad guy loses sort of way. And I do want to talk about this in this episode actually while we're here, because that's a huge critique going for the entirety of the Marvel universe, as if that's not the main point of storytelling or something.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Well, that's the point of most comic book stories. Is there's very few, but even in the ones where you have the anti-heroes, it's good guy faces bad guy, and somehow throughout all of it, good guy comes out on top. Like that's just basic theme, of comic book and
basic
that type
thematic
of
storytelling. Yeah.
Right. So, but for me, let's start here before we start diving into the meanings of everything. The fight choreography was off the hook.
Shit was fucking awesome.
Like that battle on the butts just had me like,
that shit was.
Oh, did you see that? Oh, look at it. Go. But like the choreography was off the hook. Whoever the choreographer was for that movie, like bravo to you, bro. Like clap hands, whatever. Like bravo to you, because I completely feel like I was thoroughly impressed. Like having watched an amazing martial arts movie,
Absolutely.
just there was a lot of great well choreographed fight scenes.
Absolutely.
Especially for the main characters. Well, everybody except for Aquafina. Her shit was just funny. Like she was comic relief through the whole movie. And you know what though? I felt her. Like maybe it's because I'm getting older. Or maybe it's just because I don't know, my tastes are changing. But I'm really here for this comic relief that's fully aware of the fact that they're comic relief and completely like leans into it. Like a show like DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Like they kind of lean into their silliness. Like they really lean into their funny. And I felt that Aquafina as that character really leaned into the fact that she was the comic relief of some very serious points, through the movie. And she took that role very seriously, and her comedic timing was on point. And so for me, her type of character I've grown to love. And like I said earlier to start it, that's what I classify as a comic relief character that's fully aware that they're comic relief.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, no. As a whole, like even if what can be said about the story, I found a lot of characters in the movie completely fucking lovable. Of course, we had absolute Chad Godhand Wong have his appearances, which was like you cannot fucking go wrong with Wong. There is at no point in the MCU where Wong has not been the best character in his fucking scene.
Oh man, Wong became my boy after watching this movie. I was like, Wong don't play. Wong
does not fuck around.
Wong pops up, says what the fuck he gotta say, and goes right back through the portal. It don't matter if you're following him or not. I'm out. I'm here. I said and did what I gotta do. I'm out. Peace. And deuces. He did it to Doctor Strange. He did it in the Avengers. He does it a couple of times in Shang Chi.
Say no, he doesn't this shit.
Wong is the dude. Wong is that dude.
Chad Godhand Wong, bro. Cannot fucking go wrong. God, man. But among the many other things that came through to this movie, I'm sure, for me at least, I don't know if it was for you, the biggest fucking mark out moment was, of course, the motherfucking Abomination.
Yeah. In the arena. Yeah, that was a huge moment for me. I'll be honest with you. I kind of marked out when Ben Kingsley showed up.
Okay, I was gonna say,
like
as the fuck out when Ben Kingsley showed up.
Yeah, I was like, and his character, once again, lovable. Like he was just that dude that was just like even in Iron Man, you just kind of felt like, okay, dude, like you're not a fucked up person. It's just wrong place, wrong time. Like you took an acting gig because you was broke, and this is the shit it turned into. Like,
look at you, bro.
And so like Ben Kingsley, like I really enjoyed seeing him in the movie, and I really liked the arc that his character took. I read several articles where people talked down on what they did with it, but I thought it was a great redemption arc for the man, what I'm saying, that basically was the man that, as they referred to it, as his father referred to, they made a mockery of him, like he was the man that did that, like, and to be able to have that redemption arc throughout this movie really impressed me. I thought that was very well done by the Marvel writers to A, bring him back, and then B, to give him that redemption arc.
Yeah, personally, I like the way that they've been structuring these kind of arcs, and I do like it when they come along this way, not as so morally lawful, for lack of a better term. Yeah. That's why I personally love seeing like the Red Skull's return, because the Red Skull, he attained immortality not through being so evil or being or being evil and eventually turning good. No, he's just this morally great gatekeeper of the fucking jewel now.
Yep.
And in the same light, you have now this Ben Kingsley arc, and it's fucking great.
It was amazing. Now let's talk a little bit as well about Aquafina's character. Like I said, she was the comic relief. She leaned into it, but her character had a growth arc throughout the entire movie as well that I truly enjoyed. You know, like I was rooting for her when she drew back that arrow for the first time. I'm like, go girl, just get it, go. You know, like I'm like they didn't told you, they show them wrong, girl, show them wrong. And so like, you know, she was her. I really enjoyed how her character grew, because she was someone that I thought, like I said at the very beginning, I'm like, okay, she's the comic relief. Like, okay, cool. Like she's funny at least, you know. And then like watching her character grow from being just that funny sidekick to being this warrior, so to speak, was amazing to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I always love to see that kind of story arc in storytelling where we have this comic relief character slowly become an actual genuine threat as we go along. It's why I love the arc of Sokka in the
Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. You see someone who's complete joke and wimp of a character in the beginning of the show end up with actual talent by the end of it. We can have this with here, and I
Yeah.
like seeing that too.
Two different types of Japanese storytelling. Love it.
Yeah.
in Avatar: The Last Airbender and in Shang-Chi.
Absolutely.
Now let's get to Sean and his and his particular character arc. That was one of my moments there, is when she's like, really? Your name is Shang, and you chose to change your name to Sean? Real slick there, brother. Dad was never gonna
Nice.
find you. But
Bad.
and okay, I'm about to break down for you why I brought up the choreography earlier. The fight scene on the bus, and the fact that he's still trying to play off like he doesn't really know what's going on, but at the same time he's like beating everybody's ass. That whole choreography and fight scene reminded me kind of a Jackie Chan movie, where Jackie looks like he's stumbling through the fight, but really every move is intentional, and every move
Are you talking about Drunken Master?
Not just Drunken Master. A lot of his fight scenes. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say that sounds a lot like Jackie Chan's style as a whole, where it's just very. Yeah. And I was gonna say that when you hit me in the side of the head, because of course I'm a huge kung fu movie nut. I'm all into that stuff. But that's a lot like Jackie Chan's style, where it's just confused. I hardly know what's going on, but I'm still kicking the shit out of everybody around me. Sort of frantic, confused pace to everything he's doing. Yeah, it's amazing.
I cracked a bunch of my homeboys up. We were watching, I think it was Rumble in the Bronx. And I was describing this thought to them. And I'm like, it just looks like he's like, oh, look, you're a threat. Oh, look, you're a threat. Oh, look, you're a threat. He's just kind of stumbling around. Oh, you're a threat too. Like it's not even like he's going in like, okay, there's 18 people. I'm gonna hit him in the jaw. I'm gonna kick her in the leg. No, he's just kind of fucking fumbling his way through it.
Like you know that part in X-Men Origins when Quicksilver Ghost gets punched and he reels back and sort of like looks around at it while he's doing it. Like that's kind of every punch thrown at Jackie Chan.
Yeah, exactly. And so I felt that very first fight scene really encompassed that same type of fight, because he's trying his hardest not to really show who he is, but he knows who he is, and he knows how to fight, and he knows what he's doing. But he's got her sitting there, and he really doesn't want her to know his secret. So he's kind of playing like he doesn't know what's going on, and like he doesn't know how he's doing this, you know. And that just had a certain charm to it that from the get-go kind of caught me with his character. Yeah, you know, I'm smart, but I'm too stupid to know what's going on. Like,
you know, I like that. You put that into words better than I did.
But yeah, but his development and then where he landed at the end of the thing, I can't wait to see where they take him. I can't wait to see if he becomes a part of this whole new Avengers type setup that they're going with, you know, and how he's going to fit in. Because I hate to say it, unfortunately, the Infinity Saga spoiled me, because the Infinity Saga, I just kind of watched. Like, but now every movie, the brain's analyzing, okay, so how are you going to fit into the bigger picture?
How are you going to set up into the ending phase? You know, you're right, though, because at this point, you can very clearly, like I said, at this point, you could have easily told me that I was smoking some shit a year ago, but now at this point, it's kind of hard to refute the setups of the Young Avengers and the Dark Avengers, or the Thunderbolts at this point, which is Slash to the Dash, you know?
And so I can't wait to see what they do with it. like I said, Shang-Chi is an amazing movie overall, like we discussed. But what were the points that shocked you that you were talking about earlier?
Oh no, that was the Abomination. That's where I was going
The
for.
Abomination, yeah, okay.
The Abomination showing up. That was my little mark out moment.
And for me, it was just like I said, it just had that feel.
Yeah.
You know, it just had that feel. And maybe here's the deal. I had somebody ask me this before about it when I brought this up. They go, have you ever thought about that it may just be an origin story type feel?
Okay, I'll take that.
Huh.
I'll take that. It is very formulaic for an origin story. And you know what? I like that.
Yeah.
Because in that way, I don't like to think of it as formulaic or tedious. It's kind of like, I think it's more golden, classic.
Yeah. 100%. And so there's a very nice feel to it. Because I walked out of the movie feeling good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no.
But let's get to so you're gonna have to hit me to this because I don't know how recently have you seen Shang-Chi? Did you watch it like on Disney Plus recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the post-credit scene, so you're gonna have to refresh my memory there.
There's a post-credit scene?
Really?
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I want to say there's a post.
Mine just flipped off, and I was like, "Oh, there isn't a post-credit scene."
Okay, so no, so when Wong comes and gets them from the bar, did you see that scene?
No, I didn't see an end credit scene at all. For me,
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying, was there? I'm trying to remember if this was a scene from the movie, if this was an end credit where Wong comes in, where they're sitting there talking to their friends, the same friends that they're talking to at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And then Wong comes and gets them. Okay, so the post-credit scene shows what happens after Wong came and got them.
I was gonna say that's at the end of the movie. I was gonna say, yeah, I saw that, but no, I didn't see it in the end credit scene. No, I saw that though. Yeah,
the end credit scene. I believe it's Rhodey, Captain Marvel, and Wong are talking.
Really?
And the other two cats from Shang-Chi are there. Like, oh man, I vaguely remember the end credit scene.
Oh, that's fucking dope. All right. You gonna fucking do a quick one?
Yeah.
Let's see.
There we go. Let's see. No, I want an article.
I want an article. That's funny.
Here we go. Okay, so evidently there were two post-credit scenes in Shang-Chi.
I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, there was. Yeah, there you go.
The first of Shang-Chi's two end credit scenes is essentially all about the Avengers standing around being stumped, as we get to see what happened after Wong, an ally of Doctor Strange, interrupted Shang-Chi and Katie's dinner. He and the other members of the Avengers have been monitoring a signal beacon emanating from the 10 rings, which are like nothing in the Avengers archives. Bruce Banner can't figure out what they're made of, and Captain Marvel doesn't recognize their design from any of her space adventures. Mid-conversations, both senior Avengers are called away, and Wong tells Shang-Chi and Katie to get used to this kind of thing. They're in the world of the big, weird superhero stuff now. And then they go do karaoke, which is extremely relatable.
I like that. That's cute.
All right. 10 rings are weird, but trying to see what the 10 rings could be an Eternals artifact, is what they're saying. Where's the second end credit scene?
I was gonna say I didn't hear an end credit scene. Second one at least.
Oh yeah, the second one shows that the sister took over the 10 rings.
Oh.
After they killed Dad, the sister took over the 10 rings, like the assassin group and the gang and all that. She took over.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. Sensical. Makes sense. All right.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's giving us forethought into the story of for the 10 ring sequel, Shang-Chi and the 10 ring sequel. So
yeah.
But like we said, overall, I'd give the movie a B plus.
Yeah, I agree.
Well written.
I wouldn't say this is even an A. I would say it's a B movie.
Yeah. Very much so.
It's a great setup movie. I'll put it that way. Personally, I
Yeah,
find it
it's
to be a great setup movie. I think this will be a great movie in context of later movies.
And I think people, I was gonna say, I think people got to understand that some movies are meant to be origin movies and nothing more.
Yeah.
You know. Ooh, thank you. Sorry about that. Don't even know where that came from. But yeah, so Shang-Chi good, Marvel good, DC bad. No,
Marvel good, DC bad.
DC bad. At least at movies. DC is amazing at TV shows. Superman and Lois season 2 has started, and it's pretty damn good. So, and so is DC's Legends of Tomorrow too. So,
Legends.
But all right, yes, that's it for this week. Or not this week, for this episode, for this half of the episode. We're going to come back and talk, and we're going to jump a little bit further into the future. And we're going to talk about Eternals. Ooh, not the Eternals. Right here on the Cheap Pop Podcast. You know where you're at. You know what you're listening to. You know where you're watching this. Peace. We'll see you later. Peace. You're listening to the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network. Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever you may find your favorite podcasts. It's me, Double KK Double again. This time I'm here to tell you about two of the best sports shows on internet radio. I'm talking about West Coast Bias with me, O'Malley, and The Duel. Occasional visits from an original host, Mr. Suave, and Double K's Classroom, hosted by me. Both shows feature sports talk about teams from the West Coast. So if you get down with West Coast sports, these are the shows for you. West Coast Bias airs every other Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Double K's Classroom airs alternating Fridays at 8 p.m. on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network on Spreaker.com. Imagine this. It's Friday night. You're at home wishing you can listen to an amazing playlist of some of your favorite music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Pop, rock, whatever. Then take out your favorite podcast listening device and tune in to KD5P, otherwise known as K-Double's 5th Period Music Class. Every Friday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, K-Double brings you some of your favorite tunes live on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network on Live 365. And we are back.
We just got off air.
And scene.
There we go. We just got off air talking about Keith Richards, talking about Betty White, and now we're gonna switch over talk about some different types of Eternals, the Marvel type.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
Right there, man, right there. Oh. All right. So again, another Marvel hit it out the park as far as I was concerned. And what was funny is that I didn't get to see it till a couple of weeks after its release. So, critically, like, it was slammed. Like, Eternals was not given its due, at all. I've never understood. I can't say I've never understood it. I've never understood it when it's been used. The point of saying it was sloppy storytelling, because Don't get me wrong. I understand what sloppy storytelling was, because trust me, I watched Batman versus Superman, and I watched
I was
Justice
gonna
League,
say
and I
exactly. I was
was
gonna say
some
we
choppy
have
fucking
broken
storytelling.
apart. We've broken apart on this show piece by piece. Batman versus Superman. If you want to talk about sloppy storytelling,
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. But I didn't see that in Eternals. I did think there were some parts of it that were pretty cheesy, but overall, I liked it. You know, I thought it served its purpose of introducing. Once again, this is an origin story to an extent. This is the movie that introduces you to the characters. That's all it's really doing. No matter what the story is, the purpose of the movie is to just introduce you to these characters. And I thought it did that very well.
Absolutely.
Even though they killed my dog, though. They killed my dog.
I was gonna
Like
say
the big Asian dude, like
they
that
killed,
was man.
Okay,
Or
without
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say they killed my fucking boy Gilgamesh.
yeah, like damn. And didn't have no, he went out like a G, just like dude in Dune, like just like not Jason, Jason Momoa in Dune. Like he went out like a straight fucking G. People bitch that he died, but he went out like a straight fucking G. And so did Gilgamesh. Like Gilgamesh went out fighting.
Champ.
But damn, why y'all had to kill my dog Gilgamesh?
Exactly.
Like I'd have rather seen the little boy girl, like
the little boy girl thing. You mean Sprite?
Pip, whatever Sprite, whatever Sprite. It was. Yeah, like that person. Like I would rather see them than Gilgamesh, but you know, Gilgamesh had to go.
There's universal hate for Sprite, and that's fucking hilarious. But yes, man.
I just had no sorrow for Sprite, because I was just like, really though.
So
you know,
by the end of it,
like
fucking
that?
Sprite just simped, bro. Sprite was just a fucking all simping, no pimping, bro. Sprite gave it up for some fucking Icarus dick. Look.
Oh, sipping, no pimping, huh? I love
Sprite gave it all up, bro. Look.
Yo, no. It did. Like, it did. Now, I did like my favorite character aside from Gilgamesh was, oh God, I can't think of his name, the black dude.
I was gonna say Festus.
Festus. That was my dude right there. Like, I
Festus
got him.
Was fucking awesome. I loved Festus.
Especially when they came back for him, he was like, no,
fuck nah.
I got a good man
until Habibi comes in and says, go attend to that shit.
You know, but I felt him though, like I got too much to lose here. Like, nah.
No, for real.
Like
no, best part of the whole movie was Icarus saying, like, oh, you stopped using your powers? I bet. Lasers the house.
Oh yeah, man. And Icarus being the bad guy, predictable. I could say that.
I was gonna say,
like, I kind of, like I said, having never known anything about the Eternals, having never read anything in the comic books, I knew dude was flip floppy. Like from the moment I saw him, I was just like, something ain't right about dude. So then when he flipped, it was like, that's what wasn't right about
there
him.
It is. There it is.
But I love how they gave us a lot of spins on what we have grown to know as Greek mythology.
I was going to say, yes. The best part about the Eternals is that their roots obviously all come from different references to mythology.
Yeah.
And if you are a little more keen than usual or privy to mythology like me, who is a complete mythology fucking dork, you can see right through this shit, and you can see characters like Athena being just literally Athena in exact power, and then characters taken to it in an exact literal sense. I had to point out to the person that I was watching it with, Festus is literally Hephaestus, the god of machinations and blacksmiths, taken literally for the sake of this character. Yeah. And that goes for the prevailing thing for the rest of this, with Icarus and Athena, and so on and so forth. Yeah, Circe being a reference to goddess of sorcery and magic, which is why her powers are based on transmutation rather than direct magic.
Right. And I did love the twist about that they were here. They weren't here trying to cultivate the humans, or not cultivate is the wrong word. They weren't here trying to help the humans grow and be successful. They were here to grow the planet to enough size that it can gain enough energy that a new celestial could be born.
With the
Like
guise
that,
of fighting deviants.
yeah. And so like I was like, that's kind of interesting. So basically the Earth is just an eggshell.
Yeah, exactly. I loved the absolute moral grayness of this movie so much, in the way that we have a set of characters who aren't exactly supposed to be heroes or villains. They're supposed to push the natural order of things without going near it. But in that same light, they're faced with these moral dilemmas of literally watching the worst atrocities of human history, such as the conquistadors destroying and raping Aztec tribes, and so on and so forth, watching the worst atrocities of mankind, and where they can't do anything, to the point where we see Druish look at it and say, no, fuck this, I'm going to do something, or you can kill me, bro, I'm out.
Yeah. And chose to go take his little patch of people and go live peacefully off in the woods. And yeah. And like I said, but I understood, dude, I understood more than anybody else in the entire thing, because I was like, you have the power to like take over every mind in the world and just make people stop fighting, make people stop, killing each other.
Yeah.
But you can't, because like that's not what you're here for. Yeah. But it's like, but I can understand that battle, not because, I have this enormous power that I can't use. No, just because I understand this dude's frustration of wanting to help a world that he sees dying, or killing itself.
Your prime directive is to not touch it.
Yep.
It's a horrifying notion.
Yep. He was definitely one of the most relatable characters on there. Now, I forgot who the other guy was. Who was the Bollywood guy?
And I was going to say,
his character's name.
Wow, it is completely slipping me too. We've messed up. But
the character himself,
or the guy,
was
it Kantu or something like that?
I want to say that the American, I want to say, the actor that played him, played on one of my favorite television shows ever.
I was gonna say he's been in a
Kingo.
number of shows.
He played
Kingo.
Yeah.
Kingo.
Kumaji Naninjani.
He was a great part of this movie. The idea that he used his immortality to basically start up the biggest Bollywood dynasty of all time is fucking awesome. And the idea
he's been his father, his son, his uncle.
Yeah, and now himself. And and the fact that his entire lineage is basically the 007 series, but based off of fucking Icarus, is even better.
Oh man. Like, yeah, but you gotta understand, okay, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Franklin and Bash.
Yes.
Okay. For me, it was just fun watching him because of the contrast between the characters of Pindar and Kingo. Like,
exactly.
It's like Pindar was this germaphobe who couldn't leave the house, who couldn't talk to women. And then here you have Kingo, who's like at the center of the biggest Bollywood family in the history of Bollywood movies. Like
Bollywood movies, exactly.
My brain's trying to reconcile both characters. Like, no. Like,
for me, it was like, no. For once, seeing him jacked as shit, I mean, he was like, Pindar's ripped.
Yeah.
But no, for
somebody
me, it was
told
later. Go ahead.
No, it's like a scene. I was gonna use a line from the show The Good Place, when they're talking about Chidi, and they're like, why is he so ripped? And she's like, somebody told her when he was in the second grade that push-ups help with anxiety. He just never stopped. I was just like, damn.
Stopped.
It's the same thing with Kingo. Like, somebody at one point, somebody told him push-ups was good for his health, and he took it seriously.
Someone told that motherfucker push-ups wards off germs. Look at him now. That's too good. No, like, and for what it's worth, there was a similar arc that we talked about in the last movie, and without to dig straight into the horrible shit, you know, his character almost had a failure of an arc where he came through and he was weak at first, and you can see him being jealous of Icarus, and by the end he outright stands up to Icarus. Right. Of course, we talk about how Icarus, of course, was our Homelander, he was our Omni-Man for this. Of course.
Look what they have to do to match a fraction of our strength. Anyway.
It's too good.
I gotta watch that again.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch it now. Thanks. But it's and by the end he outright stands up to him, telling him, you know, you're not supposed to hurt your family and shit like that. Even if after the fact he's kind of like, damn man, he was right, I'm out. Which was pretty weak. But it shows the duality of the Eternals, in my opinion, that they can all be free-thinking individuals, which is interesting in and of itself, in my opinion, at least.
Very much so. I think that I like the idea of them growing, of them always having had a conscience, but their conscience finally being exposed to the truth.
Yeah.
You know, a truth that, what's her name? Selma Hayek's character, that she knew from the get-go. You know, she knew what they were put on Earth for.
Yeah.
You know, and so the awakening of them, of the likes of Cersei, et cetera, was really a huge part of what made this movie so good. You know, the only thing that disappointed me was Sprite. I was just like, damn,
it's fucking hilarious.
Like you ain't got it bad enough, and then you gonna turn on Cersei? Like, fuck you too, then, bitch.
All right, man. Like, go to school then. Fuck you.
You know,
it's fun. But for me, I'm really happy this movie came through. For a lot of reasons. I did like the OG Eternals in the comics, and I do want to say I am biased because I fucking love Gilgamesh. Like I've loved the comic book version of Gilgamesh, and I like this version of Gilgamesh even fucking more.
Okay, bro.
Great. The God of Strength could not have been fucking doper here. I loved it.
My good friends can slap me for this when they see me, if they listen. Is it me, or did Gilgamesh look like Wong on steroids?
I was gonna say,
like he just looked like a really jacked Wong. Like I want to see the scene. I want to see. When I first saw him, I wanted to see the scene when Gilgamesh walks in the scene and then Wong steps in. Like,
I want to have a Spider-Man meme. The pointing Spider-Man meme with Gilgamesh and with Wong.
That's what we'll never get that now.
No, you're not wrong for that, because I looked at that and I was like, damn, that Wong? Like, no, that's exactly. Gilgamesh. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wong origin story? Hey.
But the love affair between him, or the love connection, I will say, between him and Athena, made for a very moving story. Awesome. In the middle of all that chaos, you know?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And so, like, and I love the disconnection. I actually called it a disconnection from Greek mythology when they made that scene where she made it a point to tell that little boy, it's not Athena, it's Thena.
Yeah.
You know, when she made it a point, I was like, okay, that they're kind of trying to separate themselves from that, even though it's obvious that's who she's representing. You know, like it's still I understand like the need to try to separate it. I am my own character, probably because some of the choices that she's going to make in the upcoming movies will not necessarily fall in line with the thought process of Athena,
exactly,
the Greek goddess. Just like they've done with Thor. So
exactly.
So let's get to that end credit scene.
I was gonna say, we'll roll into that. I'll roll into that for you.
All right. Go for it.
I got you there. More than anything, I am happy to say, like, I am happy all these different actors are now officially part of the MCU. Like, I'm happy Angelina Jolie is part of the MCU, which is pretty fucking interesting. Even if she's not here on a permanent basis, Angelina Jolie's canonically a part of the MCU now, which is fucking dope. Fucking Selma goddamn Hayek is in the MCU, and that's all I could ask for. And reading the interview and hearing that they had to adjust her tit armor 97 times for that shit to fit correctly is fucking hilarious. And you can see it in the movie. That shit looks like it's about to fucking send flying and fucking break the camera. I'm just saying. But of course, now let's get to the end credit scene where we saw the debut of fucking Eros. And the moment that it came through, I started to piss my goddamn pants, and everybody was like, "You know who this is?" And I was like, "Yes, I know who goddamn Eros is."
Yeah.
Because as I've told you before, one of my favorite storylines is revolving around Thanos' family and how they all had to canonically grab his father, his future children, and his brother all to round him up and try to defeat Thanos. And this is it. This is Thanos' brother, and you best believe it's Harry fucking Styles.
Yep. Yep. But
Which
wait a
is
minute
hilarious.
though. You skipped over one introduction that came before that.
What's that? Oh
The
shit!
introduction of Pip.
I was gonna say Pip, the
Yep.
fucking dwarf.
A man who played in the comic books actually played a critical role in both the Infinity War and the Infinity Crusade
I was
as
gonna
a part of
say
the Infinity Watch, Adam Warlock's Infinity Watch.
exactly. Good stuff. Good fucking catch. Good job.
Yeah.
I was gonna say between Eros and Adam Warlock, I feel like there have not been two people more forgotten in the OG Infinity Gauntlet storyline. And there are no two people that I would have loved to fucking see more than Adam Warlock and Eros. And ironically enough, one of my favorite quotes is one from about a decade ago from a Hawkeye comic when he says, "I'm not even the worst Avenger. Do you even remember the other older Avengers like Gilgamesh and Eros, whose power was that he was a fucking creep?" Because I don't know if you could tell by his introduction within the first 10 seconds, Eros has a superpower. He does.
Yeah.
And you know what Eros' original name was?
What?
Eros, Starhawk, the god of sex. Because Eros, brother to Thanos, his power is that he is like there is not a single human woman, not even human, there's not a single biological female in the universe that can say no to Eros in the way that they cannot not want him. Like he walks into a room, they find him irresistible instantly. And of course he has other powers, but his most notable is that he is utterly and completely 110% irresistible to any female. Which is why 5 seconds in, he walks in and he sees Thea and he's like, "Oh, hey, beautiful." That's why that happened.
Oh my goodness. Yes. The MCU just got interesting. I think his tie-in is going to be because you know that it's already been confirmed that Adam Warlock is in Guardian of the Galaxy 3.
I was going to say, we've already gone to confirm on Adam Warlock as well.
So it's going to get interesting. I wonder if they're going to introduce the Infinity Watch, being that the last storyline was the Infinity Saga. I wonder.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. And honestly, I don't know about you, but knowing what they can do, I think it's very important to the MCU that they didn't introduce Eros or Adam Warlock until after Thanos was defeated, because I feel like genuinely both of them are OP as shit.
Yeah. They oh god. Okay. So now on to the second and last one. We're down to our last minute or so. The last scene was very simple. Cersei's had a boyfriend in modern day America. I forget what his name was.
That's the last thing I want to explain. You want to explain the rest of the scene, and then we'll come back to him. We'll go back to that. I got you.
But he's shown with this box that seems to be whispering at him, and he opens it up, and we see inside of it a beauty of a thing called the ebony blade. And he looks at it once. Yes, I do know the story behind the ebony blade. I've actually been reading a lot about it recently. And we proceed to see him go to touch it, and you hear this voice basically warn him, "Are you sure you're ready for that?" And we come to find out that this voice belongs to the one and only, I always fuck up his name, Mishashana Ali.
You got it.
Who is the MCU's version of the one and only Blade. So we have officially had Blade introduced into the MCU, and as you just saw the young man here with me react, that was my reaction, was just yeah.
No, we've had two debuts. You know what that was, right? So Dane.
Dane, that was his name.
The Englishman, his name is Dane. The moment I watched the movie and he was an English dude, and she was like, "Oh," she was like, and she looked at her phone and it said Dane. I was like, "Oh, I immediately know where this is going then." And it's actually also alluded in the fact that he's wearing all black with a red scarf, much like Ned wears the colors of the Hobgoblin. the black, the red scarf, Englishman, Dane. He touches the ebony blade at the end. He's the most recent descendant of the Black Knight.
The Black Knight. Now, I do know that the history of the ebony blade is whoever holds the sword ends up going on a swath of death and destruction as the sword slowly takes over their mind.
Because when he takes the sword, much like Dr. Fate, I'll make it real quick. As you know, with Dr. Fate isn't the person under the mask, is it? Dr. Fate is the fucking helmet.
Yeah, the mask itself.
The Black Knight is not the person. The Black Knight is the helmet and blade.
Uh-oh. So maybe we were seeing the introduction of one of our first villains in the MCU.
Exactly.
We've already been introduced to He Who Remains.
I was gonna say,
known as the Conqueror. He said
it. He said the thing. He said the thing.
I'll say, but I love how it all ties together. I can't wait to see what they're doing moving forward. I said we've already seen Matt Murdock. I think here's the deal. I want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back, but I want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back as a Disney Plus show. So that way they can keep the continuity with the movies.
I was gonna say, I want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back in continuity with everything that is happening.
Right, because it was pointed out to me by Jamil Hemphill, co-owner of NPC Comics, that basically the reason why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ended up having to go away from what was going on in the movies is because the shooting schedule for a television show versus a movie is so much different.
No way.
You know, so it was too difficult to try to keep up with what was going on in all of the movies.
Different timelines and
right. And so it just made more sense for them to just go in their own direction. Well, if you bring them back as a Disney Plus show, then you can keep them in continuity because
especially
you can release
considering
it.
We've just walked in out of a convergence.
You know what I'm saying? And you have this whole multiverse now. So like you can do so much with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you don't even have to bring back Coulson for like the first 6 episodes and then have something happen to him and have him go away.
Yeah.
You know,
we don't even need to keep Coulson. We can do the fucking hologram gimmick with Coulson if we have to.
Exactly. You know, there are plenty of ways that you can include him and you know, what's her name? Ming-Na Wen has already said she'd have no issue with coming back for what you call. I'm pretty sure that what's her name? Chloe Bennett would have no issue with coming back to resume the role of Quake. You know, so like the cast is there, the shooting schedule is there because you kind of make your own shooting schedule when you're recording a series for stream, you know, for streaming. And so at the end of the day, they could do another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and do it correctly and line it all up with the continuity of the movies and the TV shows and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they're blending everything together so well that I would love to see. Like network TV, that's nice and dandy, and there's a lot of money in network TV, but I think they would get a lot more viewership streaming than they would if they went back to network TV.
Now is a better time than any. Absolutely.
And I would love to, because I still got to watch the 4th episode of Book of Boba Fett. I watched the first 3, but I haven't watched episode 4 yet.
We got to get back on that too. We do.
Yep, Boba Fett,
crime lord Heisenberg Boba Fett. I love it.
Fennec Shaw, baby. Ming-Na Wen doing her thing. What?
Oh, fucking love Ming-Na Wen. She's so good, bro.
She is just an amazing actress, and she's gorgeous considering she's like in her early 50s or late 40s or something like that.
Fucking dead beautiful.
So she's dropped fucking dead gorgeous for any woman, but for a woman her age, that just elevates her even more.
That is my Chun-Li.
Yes. She's everything Lucy Liu could have been.
For real. You're right. No, what? You're right.
No offense to Lucy Liu. She was beautiful and all, but
don't get me wrong.
The Charlie's Angels movie didn't do you that much of a favor there, honey.
I like this, but this is better.
Yes.
All right.
All right, man. So take us home.
All right. You know how it is, my people. Thank you for joining us and talking with us today. Talking some Marvel and shit. Next time we'll be talking some wrestling, but maybe next time around for some comics. We're going to be talking the most recent trailer that dropped for that schizo Batman representation, Moon motherfucking Knight, bringing to us by Oscar Isaacs. Shit's going to be great. We'll see you next time, boys. Peace.
Peace.